So, hi everyone. Very good evening to one and all. Ma'am, can you hear me well? Please unmute, ma'am. Please unmute.
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm audible, sir, no?
Yeah, you are audible. But there are some issue from your side. I think your voice, mic has some problem. Some other noise is there from your end. What about others? Did you feel any noise from Shandy ma'am side?
Hello.
Yeah, yes.
Your voice is very slow in my system. Is
My
there
voice.
means problem to me only or?
So participants, can you just can you just put something in the word? Yes, I think. Good evening, sir. No issue, sir. Mic has issue. Whose mic? My mic or Dr. Shanti Verma's mic? Yes, there is an echoing from whose side? Yeah, Shanti Verma's side. Yeah, madam, there is a little bit issue from your side. Please check it once again. Ma'am, can you say something, ma'am? Let me check. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, now it's fine. Now it's fine.
Can we start, sir?
Wait, ma'am. Just give me 1 or 2 minutes.
Okay.
So, as we know that our today's resource person, Dr. Shanji Verma, she is currently working as associate professor with more than 18 years of experience in teaching, and she has got a PhD in machine learning and learning algorithm-based recommendation system. And also, she has presented 25 plus research articles in international and national conferences. Her area of expertise includes machine learning, network security, data science, and of course, programming languages like R and more. And with great pleasure, I would like to welcome Dr. Shanti Verma and all the participants to the session. Without much more delay, we can start the session. In between, if you have any particular doubts, you can use the chat box to interact with the resource person. So have a nice learning experience, and over to Shanti ma'am. Ma'am, please. Hello. Madam, please go ahead. Ma'am, please unmute. Hello. Can you all Can you all hear her voice? Hello, ma'am. Hello, madam, please. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am, please continue.
Yes, I am audible, sir.
Ma'am, please continue. It's your turn, please.
Okay. Hello all. Okay, let's start the workshop. That is the data analysis using R. So I hope all of you installed R in your system. Does anyone have any problem in configuring R? Okay. So can I start? Okay, 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 okay. Let's say present. Everyone, you are able to see my screen? Hello?
Madam, the
Yes?
participants cannot unmute. They will only chat.
Yes, sir?
Please, the participants can't unmute. You just look into the
Okay,
chat.
okay, 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 okay. Okay, not a problem, not a problem.
Yeah, please.
Okay, so everyone, this is basically R Studio editor, and in this editor there are 3 pans. You can see that this is basically pan. There you can see the console, terminal, and the background jobs, and this is the basically the prompt of R. If you have to write any single line command in R, you can use this prompt. Okay. This side is basically that is used for the files, means what different files you are executing here. If you are doing any data visualization part, you can see your plots here. If you want to install any different packages that is not currently installed and you have to install, then you can use the packages here. And if you want to get any information about any Python methods or Python commands, you can use this help. Okay. And this in this pan, you can see the environment. You can see the what are the different variables you are using in your programs, and you can also see the history, means what you have done in a particular session in R. Then this is basically the connection status, means you can collaborate with someone or not in the R consoles. These are the basically helpful, and you can learn every part of this R console when we are going to conduct any programs. Okay, so as I say that this prompt is only used when we have to run a single line command. Okay, so in R you have to make a practice to create a script. That script is a R script, means .R extension. So to create a new script, you have to click on this new file. Okay, here you can see the R script, and this is the part where you can write your R programs in this R Studio console. Okay, by default the name of this file is untitled1.
Hello, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Yes?
Ma'am, can you just start the session from the very beginning, because how to load the R on the screen and all? because some participants are facing, they are not loaded it. How to take R from installed version and all these things from the very basic.
Okay, means I have to means everyone saying that they are installed. That's why I am not.
Yeah, they are installed, but they don't know how to get this console.
Okay.
Yeah,
Not a problem.
Yeah.
So 1 minute. Okay. So this is my internet, means Chrome. You have to type just in internet install RStudio. Okay. You are showing the result. This is the basically RStudio desktop you can install. I am talking about the installing RStudio in Windows. Okay. You can see here, this is a website, official website of the RStudio desktop. For installing R, you have to RStudio, you have to first install R. Okay. So for installing R, you have to download and install R. So you have to just click on this particular download and install R. Okay. Here you can select according to your operating system. Download R for Linux, download R for Mac, and download R for Windows. Okay. So I am using the Windows, so I have to click on the download R for Windows, and I have to click here install R for the first time. In my system, R is already installed. So if I click, then this will going to download the version R 4.3.1 for Windows. So I click here, you can see that this exe file is downloaded in my file, in my system. Okay. Similarly, for install the RStudio, you have to just click on download RStudio desktop for Windows. Okay, and this file is downloaded. First, you have to run the rexe file and the suitable version of the RStudio after the R installation. If your system already have the R, then if your version is an updated version, they allow you to install R. But if your version is an older version, the system says that first uninstall the older version and then install the highest version. Okay, this is the download file. So I have to just click on this file. Okay, they say which language you want to install. So I select English. Then I have to accept the agreement. Then you can select the path, in which path you want to install. Then this folder, I already have the R. So if already exists, then you cannot install. And if you want to install, then your previous version is override. Okay, so I cancel this. Okay, so you have to just click on next, and your R is installed in your system. Okay. For installing the RStudio, you have to first, if R is installed, then you can install RStudio. You have to just click on RStudio is currently running. So please close it before installing the new version. So it's already installed. So I am not able to install again. Okay. So everyone, anyone has any problem in downloading or in configuring R, then please let me know in chat, so I can solve the problem and then I start then how to write a first program in R Studio. Anyone has any problem? If anyone has any problem, please write in the chat box. Basically, there is one question that how about using R from the Anaconda? Basically, Anaconda is a package for the Python language, not for the R. For using R, you have to first install the R, then R Studio. Because in Anaconda, you can create .py files, .python files. And here in this workshop, we are going to cover the R files only, not the Python files. We can do data analysis both using Anaconda and using R. But in this workshop, we are going to cover R only, not Anaconda. Any more have any problem? So can I start with how to write a first program in R Studio? What? Nothing is visible. 1 minute. Now you are able to see my R Studio interface. Which version? Yeah, someone is saying that preface is not as my. So my version is of R Studio is 4.3.1. So it's not a problem if your interface look anything different. It's not be any problem if you are able to write means you can find this window, then this is not a problem. It might be possible, Indu, ki this is your only problem, but if you are able to write your first script, then I think there is not a problem. Your interface look is not important. It's important that how to you can able to write your code or not. Hello, Indu. Can I start? Only console is showing. For Indu, click on the file and the new file. Click on the file and new file. After running the program, you can able to see the terminal. Not a problem. Okay. So now I start, means how to declare variables, how to write. Yes. When you first able to create your new script, and after running the new script, your script is run and the output is shown on your terminal only. Okay. Okay. Now I start means how to declare variables and what are the different type of variables you can create in RStudio. Okay. So basically in R, when I have to declare any variable and that contains multiple values, we can use a terminology. It's called as vector. Okay. So for creating any vector, for example, I want to create a vector that name is data. So I have to write data equal to then C. C is a basically method that is used to create vectors. For example, I write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 integer values that I can want to store in one variable that is called as data. Okay. And if I want to print what is my data, then I have to write the same. Okay. First of all, I want to explain you how to run any programs and what are the different ways to run the programs in R. First of all, you must know the two terms. One is called as the compiler and second is known as the interpreter. Okay. So what is the difference between the compiler and the interpreter? Compiler basically load whole program in one and run all program simultaneously, means all the lines in the program simultaneously. But interpreter take one line and execute one line at one time. Okay. So basically in R, if you want to run your whole program in one click, then you have to select the program, whole program, and you have to click on the run. There is a one shortcut method that is called as F5 key. You can also use the F5 to run any program. First of all, you have to save this script. So I click this save. Okay. Here you can see, you can give any path. For example, I have one folder that is a R workshop and I want to create this file. So I write 1. By default, you don't have to give any type in RStudio. By default, it is taking .r. .r means it is a R file. Okay. So you can see here, this is 1.r. Okay. If I want to run this whole program, I have to select the whole and click on run. You can see here that let's print the data values, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we learn here two things: how to declare a variable that is in R is called as a vector, and how to print the vector values. Okay, everyone please do with me only. Is any problem is in these two lines in your first program? Print is a method that is used to print any variable value. Okay, and C is a method that is used to create any vector in R. Okay. Now, for opening any file that is already exist, there is a one tab that is open file. For example, here Day1, and if I open 1.r, then there are these operations that are done on the vector. Okay. For giving any comment in RStudio, you can use this hash. If you write anything after hash, that is treated as a comment. Okay. And you have to make a practice that you can give the comments in the R. So if anyone can see your program, they can learn how to do. Okay. So here I create a one vector, that name is x, and there are these values are stored in the variable x. Now I want to do some descriptive analysis. For example, mean, mode, median, then range of the data set, then quartiles, and then the interquartile range. Everyone know what is these descriptive analysis or not? Then if not, then I can explain. Okay, in mean is a basically arithmetic average of the data set that takes whole the data set and divide by the total number of data set. Okay, then median is called as the positional average. Median is basically the position wise, means arrangement of the data set in the ascending order, and the middle value or the middle nearby the middle values is considered as the median of the data set. Then mode is the highest frequency of the data set, means if one data set is 2 times, 3 times in the given data set, then the highest value that have the highest frequency is treated as the mode. Range is the difference between the minimum and the maximum value in the data set. Okay, so first, if you want to calculate the mean, then I declare one variable, that is mean underscore x, and there is a one method, inbuilt method in R, that is called as mean. If you pass your vector x here, it returns a value, that is an arithmetic mean value in this variable mean underscore x. Okay. If you have to simply print the value without any string, then you can simply write print then you have to write mean underscore x. But if you want to print anything string with your variable value, then you have to use this paste within the print. If you use paste, then you can write any string in the print statement. Okay, so let I check what is the difference between these two. I select this only code, means it run only these lines only. Okay, you can see here that the first, if you print mean underscore x, it prints only the value. But if you print paste, then double quotes mean equal to the variable name mean underscore x, it print mean equal to this one. Okay, so if you want to give any string with the print statement, you have to use this paste method. Otherwise, if you want to print any only the variable value, you can directly pass in the print method. Okay, everyone understand how to calculate mean? Okay. Now, let's begin with the median. So, as I say that median is a positional average. Okay. So, when we calculate median manually, there are 3 steps. First, you have to arrange your data in the ascending order. Then you have to check the number of values are even or odd. If the number of values are even, then the median is n. N means total number of values divided by 2th item, means n divided by 2th positional value. And if the number of values are odd, then the median is n plus 1 by 2th item. Okay, but this is done when we are calculating median manually. When we have to calculate median in RStudio, there is a one method that is called as median. Okay. And similarly, as mean, I declare one variable that is a median underscore x. I have to pass the use the method median, pass the vector x, and now I have to print the value median underscore x. Okay. If I want to execute only these lines, then I have to select only these lines, click on run. You can get only the median value. Okay. So you can see that if you don't want to run the whole program in a one shot, then you can select the specific part that you require to run and click on run to see the output. Everyone get output or not? Hello? Okay. The next is basically we have to calculate the mode. Okay. So as I say that mode is a highest frequency value in a data set. Okay. So if you see your data set, then 86 is repeated 2 times. Okay. Then 87 is also repeated 2 times. I think next value, the rest values are having only occurred 1 time. Okay. So if any data has 2 values that have the same frequency, for example, 86 has the frequency 2 as well as the 87 has the frequency 2, then this type of data set is called as bimodal data set. Bimodal means there are 2 modes exist in the data set. In R, when we have to calculate the mode, we can use the method mode, but it only gives that mode exists or not, and if exists, then what type of value the mode have. For example, if I run this code, similarly, you can see that mode is numeric, means there is a mode and the mode have some numeric value. It not gives the value of the mode. If you have to calculate the value of the mode, you can write a specific method from your side that we can learn in next sessions. Okay. Now, if you have to calculate the range, okay. So what do you mean by range? I already told you the range is the difference between the maximum value of the data set and minimum value of the data set. You can see here that I declare a one variable that is range underscore x. There is a one method that is max, which is used to calculate the maximum in the data set, and there is a function min that is used to calculate minimum value in the data set. Okay. So if I right here max of x means the maximum value in the data set minus the minimum value of the data set. The difference of these two values is stored in the range of x. Here I use this symbol, but you can also use the equal symbol. Both symbols are used for assignment. Okay. Both are correct. Both are used for assignment. Either you can use this greater than sign and hyphen, or you can use this equal sign. Both are correctly run in the R console, R program. Okay. So if I run this code, range, the range is 34. In our data set, you can see the maximum value is 111. And the minimum value is 77. So this 34 is the difference between 111 minus 77. Okay. Okay. The next term comes under descriptive analysis, that is a quartiles. Okay, so what do you mean by quartiles? So if you divide your data set in 4 equal parts, okay, that is Q1 first quartile, Q2 second quartile, Q3 third quartile, and Q4 fourth quartile, then there is a 4 partition of the data set. The first partition has the probability, that is 0. The second partition has the probability 25%. Then the third partition has the probability 0.5. Fourth has the 75. Okay? And in last, you have to cover all the data set. Okay? So if I not write here this, and you have to calculate your quartiles. Basically, quartiles are used in statistical analysis to calculate which values covers the 25% data, how many values covers the 50% data, and this 50% data is equal to the median. Okay, so you can see that median and second quartile both are equal. Okay, so basically 25% is the first quartile, 50% is the second quartile, and 75% is the third quartile. Okay, so here for calculating the quartile, you have to use this method quantile. Okay, in quantile, you have to pass your data first, then you have to pass the probabilities. Okay, for passing the probability, you have to write this keyword props. It is important that you can write as it is, because this is the keyword of the method quantile. Okay, and this is case sensitive also, means you cannot write in the capital letters, otherwise its meaning change and your program cannot run. Okay, and if I run this code, it gives 3 values. First, 25% quartile, 25% values, that is Q1. Second, 50% values, that is Q2. And third, 75% values, that is Q3. You can see here, there are 3 values. 87, 25%, 85.75, 50%, 87, and 75%, 95.25. If you see in output, the median is also 87. And the second quartile is also 87. Okay. So median is also 50% value of the data set, and second quartile is also the 50% value of the data set. Both are equal in the statistical method or statistical analysis. Either you can say you can calculate the median, either you can calculate the second quartile. Okay. Next, you have to calculate the IQR. IQR full form is inter-quartile range, which is equal to Q3 minus Q1. What is Q3? Q3 is the third quartile, means 75% value, and Q1 is the first quartile, that is 25% value. The difference between Q3 and Q1 is called as interquartile range, and in short it is called as IQR. There are two methods to calculate the IQR. Either if you have 2 values, Q3 and Q1 separately, then you can pass Q3 minus Q1 and calculate this value. The second method is there is a one method, that is IQR. Again, it is case sensitive, means you can write IQR in capital letter only, and you have to pass your data set. Okay, when we are doing a normal distribution that we cover in the next lectures, then if you want to see that there is a symmetry in your data set or not. Means data set is equally divided in both the part of the normal distribution or not. What is normal distribution? Normal distribution is basically a bell-shaped curve. Okay. So when we are doing any type of data analysis, you have to first check your data shows the normal distribution or not. So for checking that your data follow a normal distribution or not, you can see that your data is divided equally in the right side of the curve and in the left side of the curve. For that purpose, you can find out these quartile values, check the difference. If the difference is in the both side is equal, then you can see that your data set should be normal. So for the data analysis, these are the descriptive analysis that we used in the inferential statistics, means for making the decision. These are not separately taking any decision. When we use these values in inferential statistics, we can make a better decisions. Okay. So IQR, that is a difference. You can use this method IQR. And if I run this code, then it gives the interquartile range value. That is the difference between Q3 minus Q1. You can see there Q3 is 95.25 and this Q1 is 85.75, and this is the difference between Q3 and Q1. Okay. These all parameters, there are 5 values. Okay. One is mean, second is mode, third is median, fourth is range, and fifth is quartile. These are called as 5-number summary. Okay. If you means in the next lectures, we are going to cover the box plot, and the box plot is also represent all these 5 values graphically in a graph form, means in a visualization form. Okay. Everyone done this? Okay. The next is the how to calculate any equations value. I can already tell that the purpose of the quantile and IQR is to see in our data set the data set is normal or not. If we will divide your data set into 3 equal parts, you can see the distribution of data set in this portion is equal or not. If equal, then we can see that this data follow a normal distribution. Otherwise, data not follow a normal distribution, then we have to first convert your data set into a normal form before do any type of analysis. If you heard about the data mining and machine learning, in the data mining and machine learning, there is some pre-processing steps. So in the pre-processing steps, you have to first convert your data set into a normal form. And for converting the data set into a normal form, these values are used. Okay. Now, in this, we are going to use some square methods, means how to give the square values in the data set, how to calculate the square root of any value. For example, I have 3 variables. One is A, that value is 3. Second is Y, that value is 2. And third is Z, that value is -5. Okay. Then if I have to calculate a square minus 2 minus 2a y square plus 3z plus z square. Okay, so these are the square values. Please consider it, because there is a no editor where I can subscript these values. Okay, so there is a, I have to tell you that for giving the power values in R, you have to use this caret symbol. Okay, for example, you have to do a square, then you have to write a, then caret symbol, then 2. It means a square, and then minus 2, then into symbol a, then into symbol y, then y square, then caret symbol 2, plus 3 into z plus z the power 2. So you have to write in this way only. Now there is some precedence of the operators, means first into is calculated, or first plus is calculated, or minus is calculated. For this purpose, your value should not be wrong. You can use parenthesis to calculate these values. If you write in the parenthesis, your result never be wrong. Okay, for example, if I run this code, then it gives me the value of this quadratic equation. Okay, now if you want to find out square root of any value, then there is a one method, SQRT. Okay, if you, for example, if you have to find the square root of 2, okay, so you have to pass this just 2 or just y in the square root method. If you run this code, that you get the square root of these values. We can use this method in different when we are doing a hypothesis testing and all. So you must have to know what are these methods and how can we use these methods. Okay. Okay. Now in the data analysis, mostly you can see that data is available in any CSV file or available in any Excel file. Okay, so how to take any CSV input from the CSV file or the Excel file in R. Okay, so first of all, you have to first create a one file, that is a data.csv. Everyone know how to create a CSV file or not? Okay, I just show you means what you have to take care when, okay, not a problem. I just give you the explanation how to create a CSV file. Okay, so this is just Excel. Everyone please open this Excel. Okay, then in Excel, you have to give mostly in any analysis we are operating on the columns, not on the row. Okay, so first you have to create a one column. For example, here I create one data, that heading is a X. Okay, this is a heading And here I can give some numerical values in this column. You can pass any values. Excel is not sure. 1 minute, 1 minute. Now Excel is showing. Now it's showing. Okay, okay. So in Excel, basically, you have to just create a one column. Okay. You can see this is a one column. I pass the column name as data. You can pass anything. Okay. But don't create any column that name is starting with any numerical value. Okay. You can create any column. I am explaining with the starting only. First, you have to open the Excel. Okay. Now, in Excel, we are dealing with columns only, not rows. So you have to first create a one column. Okay. I pass the first column. That name is data. You can pass any name here. And after passing, you can enter any number of values in your column. Any number of values. Okay. But please don't blank the values. For example, if you blank this value, then this considered as a null value. Okay. So please don't left blank any row. Put values in every rows in a column. And after entering 10 number of values, you can stop the adding values. Okay. Now, if you want to save this file as CSV, you have to click on File. Then click on Save As. Okay. Please save this file in that folder only where you can also save your R file. Means R script file. If both are in the same location, then you are easily able to access file. If these are in the different location, we can access file. There is no problem, but you have to pass the full path where your file resides. Okay. So I give the same folder, that is Day1. Here there is also data file exists, so I change the name. For example, I write this for exercise 1. Okay. Now in type, there are many options. You have to select CSV, delimited. Everyone can see this CSV, delimited. Please don't pass here CSV, dot CSV. Please don't pass. Otherwise, we are facing difficulty in accessing the file. Please don't pass here. In type, you have to select CSV, delimited. Okay. Then I save this file. Here you can see that exercise 1. Everyone created this CSV file? Yes. Okay. Now go back to your R Studio. Okay. Create a new script. Okay. Now to find in which folder or in which directory you are working, you can use the method getWD. This gives you the location, the path of the current working directory. For example, if I run this only code, you can see that my path is C drive, users, user, and document. Okay, this is one way. The another way is to click on the folder where you are working. My file name is exercise 1. Then right click on the exercise 1. Go to the properties. Here you can see the path. Please select this path, whole path. Okay. Then copy this path. Everyone is with me? Okay. Then go back to your R Studio. Okay. Then here I write the new script. Okay. I want to access my file. So first of all, I have to declare a one variable. For example, I declare a variable data1 equal to, then to access a CSV file, there is a method read.csv. Okay. Here you have to pass the complete path of your file. Now I already copied the path, so I here do the double quotes, paste the whole path. Okay. Now you have to change this slashes. You have to give double slashes. Then you have to also pass your file name. Then my file name is exercise1.csv. Okay. Now, if you want to print the data of the CSV file, then you have to write print data1. Okay. Now, if I run this code, you can see my whole data is here. Everyone see the output? Everyone get output in your console or not? Anyone has any problem in accessing the file? Because in whole workshop, we are using the CSV file only. No problem? Can I continue? Okay. Now, if I want to calculate the mean of this data, the data we have entered, and we have to calculate the mean of this value, then For example, I declare a one variable mean underscore data equal to, we know there is a one method mean, and you have to pass here data one. What is data one? My variable name. Okay. Then you have to pass the dollar and then the column name. You can see here. The column name is already visible and the values are already visible. Okay. Just click on data. You can find the difference between data one and data. Data is column name that is present in the CSV file, while data one is a variable name where we can load the whole CSV file. So, and the separator in between two is a dollar symbol. Okay. Now, if I print mean underscore data. Now, if I run this code, you can see the mean of this data set. Okay. Everyone get the mean? Okay. Similarly, we can calculate the median also. And you can also write this way. Print median, then data one underscore dollar data. If you don't want to declare any variable, just want to print the value, you can use this also. In print, you can pass the method. Okay. Now, if you have to calculate the quartiles, then you know there is a method quantile. Then you have to pass here the data $1 data, comma, props equal C, and you have to pass the probability 0.25, 0.5 and 0.75. Okay. You can get 25%, 50% and 75% back. Everyone able to access? How to access a CSV file and how to do operations in the CSV file. If any problem, you can write in the chat. Everything done? No problem in accessing CSV file? Okay, okay. Now, if my CSV file has two columns, for example, the column name is amount. Okay. And there are some values like okay. There is a one more column in the file. Now I save file. Okay. Now if I want to access this second column in this RStudio. Then how to access? For example, here I print Day1 amount. Okay, so let's see what we get. One minute. Okay, I have to load first. You can see here, these values are NA, NA, NA. Everyone see? NA, NA, NA. So it means that if these two columns length has not equal, then these three values are the null values. Okay. Now, if there is any number of either one or two number of values in the data set that are null, we cannot able to calculate any type of descriptive analysis in R. So first we have to remove the null values and then we can perform the any operations in the data set. And that is also the part of the data pre-processing, how to remove the null values in the data set. Okay, so that we cover tomorrow. Okay, so here if I write the equal number of values, and now if I run here, okay, now if I want to print only second column, you can see this is only second column. Now if I want to calculate the median of the second column, you have to pass here Day1 amount. Okay, this is the median of the second column. So what is important in the CSV file? First of all, the name of the columns are very important, and then the size of the mostly all of the column must be equal, and if not equal, then you have to deal with the null values and you have to perform the data pre-processing before doing any type of the data analysis or any type of the descriptive analysis. Okay. Everyone able to get how to access the multiple columns? In one time, we are accessing only one column. Now, because we have to do only the descriptive analysis. Okay. Yes, I tell you means how to access the CSV file. First, you have to save. Oh, okay, not a problem. This is diabetes.csv. Okay, so in my folder, you are able to see the my folder structure. Okay, so this is the folder where I have the 4 files, that is data, diabetes, housing, and IRIS. Okay, so first you have to right click on the diabetes, click on the properties, same as we do previously. Then copy the whole location. Okay, Control C. Now go back to R, open the new script, then take any variable. For example, my variable name is new data equal to read.csv. Okay, now same as previously, you have to paste your whole path. Okay, now you have to first change the slashes. Now you have to write the file names. .csv. Okay. Now, if I print new underscore data, you can see this whole file is loaded. Everyone able to understand? Okay. Now, if you want to access any one column or any two columns of the data set, then how to access? For example, if I write print new data $, you can see that all column name occurs here. You can click on any column, for example, blood pressure. Okay. Then if you run, you get the data of the blood pressure only. Okay. There are 657 rows in the data set. At one time, it only print the 111 data set, rest are omitted. Okay. But here, when I print the only one column, you can see that total 657 plus 111 total data set printed here. Okay. Everyone able to know how to access any CSV file that is available in your system. Okay. Now, if I want to calculate the mean blood pressure, then how to calculate? How to calculate the mean blood pressure from this file? Okay, more than one column actually we are using when we are dealing with the hypothesis testing. Okay, and if there are more than one values, means one columns, it means we are either finding a correlation, either finding a means association value. So all that here in the descriptive analysis, at one time we have to access only one value. That's why I'm not telling here, otherwise you can get confused. Or otherwise, one minute, I tell you. You can see here what I can write. You can get these two columns. This is pregnancy and glucose. What is that meaning? If I write here 0:2, 0 means the first column, and then 0:2 matlab 0 and 1. 2 is not included here. That is called as a column slicing here. Okay. 0:2 means first column, that index is 0, and the second column, that index is 1. It gives two columns. You can understand how to access two values. For example, if I write here 4, it gives me 0 column, first column, second column, and third column. See here. Pregnancy, glucose, blood pressure, skin thickness. Understand how to access multiple columns? Okay. But for that, you have to use the indexing. Okay. But we don't require indexing now. That's why I'm not able to explain you. But you can use this type of slicing, that is called as column slicing, to access the multiple values. Okay. How to check if there is a missing value? There is a one method that is called as a is NA. We can use in the further in the programs. Is NA method is there, that gives you either true value or true or the false. If there is any null value, it gives you a true result, otherwise it gives you a false result. And if there is a true result, we can remove the null values before performing any types of the data operations. Okay. Can I go further? 0:4 is called as the column slicing. Slicing means we have to take some part of the data set. And 0 means the first column, then 0:4 means 0, 1, 2, and 3. 4 is not included. Okay. So the total columns we get as an output, there are only 4 columns: 0 index, 1 index, second index, and third index. Understand? Okay. Okay. Now I move further. Here we are going to make a graphs. Okay. Now, first we are going to make a line chart. Everyone able to see my screen? Okay. So what is line chart? Basically, in line chart, there are two axes, x-axis and y-axis. Both axes have the same number of values to draw a line chart, and it plots a x value respected to the y value as a point and make a line from all the point in the data set. Okay. That is also used to find out that data follows a linear or not. Either data is a non-linear. For checking that, we can draw a line chart to show the linearity in the data set. So here I make a two vectors. One is x and second is y. You can see that there are basically same number of values in both the vectors. Here all 5 values, here also 5 values. Okay. Now to make a plot line chart, there is a method plot. Okay. First, in plot, you have to pass the x value. Next, you have to pass the y value. Now, if you want to print the line, you have to pass type equal to L. Okay. If you want to give the title to your graph, you have to pass main equal to that title you want to pass in double quotes. The thing you want to write in the x-axis, you have to pass in the x-lab. The thing you have to write in the y-axis, you have to pass y-lab. The line color by default is a blue color. If you want to change the color of the line, you have to pass color equal to that color that you want. Okay. Now, if I run this code, you can see here. See here. This is my title. Okay. This is y-axis. This is x-axis. And this is the line in red color. If I don't pass here red color, what changes we can see? You can see the color is changed by default. Okay. If you don't pass here the x-axis, what you can see? I tell you how to make a from the data frame. First, I have to explain with the vector, then I tell you how to make with the data frame or the CSV file. Okay. Everyone completed this? Now, for this data set, diabetes data set. Okay. Now I have to make a line chart between two columns. For example, I take a column. One is a glucose and second is a blood pressure. Okay. Then how to write? Okay. Here I have to pass the parameter that I have to pass in the x-axis. For example, in x-axis, I have to give blood pressure. Okay. So I select blood pressure. In y-axis, I want glucose. So I take glucose. Okay. The graph name I want blood pressure versus glucose. Okay. Then in x-axis, in x-lab, I have to pass blood pressure. In Y lab, I have to pass the glucose. Okay. Now I want to change the color also. So I have pass color equal to, for example, green. So I pass green. Okay. Now I also want to increase the thickness of this line. So I use PCH. Okay. Equal to, for example, 30. Everyone understand how to write this? These are optional parameters. Okay. The only compulsory parameters are two. This x-axis and y-axis. Other all parameters are the optional parameters. Okay. Now if I run this code, you can see this. There are large number of data set, so you can find this type of, you can zoom this also. You can also save as this image. Okay. For example, save as, you can save in your folder and you can access this. This is a zoom version. One minute. You can see this. No. You don't understand what is line chart. Actually, a line chart is a point that is with respect to x and y both. Means it connects the points. Okay. So for every x and y, there is only one point. It means there is only one line. So we cannot give the x different color and y different color in line chart. You understand my point? Okay. In line chart, it is not possible. In bar chart, we can give different colors to bar. In pie chart, we can give different color to the slices. But in line chart, it is not possible. Okay. Everyone done it? Done this? Okay. Can I start next? Okay. Now how to make a pie chart? Okay. You know that a pie chart is basically a diagram that is represented in a circle of 360 degree, and in 360 degree we have to make a slices. Depending on the data, we have to separate the slices into a different angles. Okay. So for this data set, for making a pie chart, we don't want two axes. We have only one data set, only one axis, that is x. Okay, that is only one data set. For example, I have a data set that has the 4 values, that is 10, 20, 30 and 40. Okay, and I want to draw the pie chart, basic pie chart without any customization. Then I have to just write pi of x. I run this. You can see this. It takes own colors and it gives the own numbering and divide the data. But we cannot understand what is this. Okay, so for making a pie chart, you have to give some customization so you can understand easily what the pie chart is. Okay, so first of all, if you want to make clockwise direction, means for example, you can see this one occurs here, but by default what, first you have to divide this in the 180 degree and then the 90 degree, and it then at this point you have this one starting point of the first slice. Okay, so if you want to do so, you have to use this parameter init dot angle. Okay, so init dot angle, what to do, start the first pi at 90 degree. Okay, if you want to do so, then you have to pass init dot angle equal to 90. If I run this code, what difference you can find out? You can see here. First, there is a 90 degree, and you can see that one occurs here. Okay. If you don't pass, it's system choice. It takes anywhere. One. Start anywhere from one. Okay. Now, if you want to, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want to give the particular labels, means not 1, 2, 3, 4, labels to your slices, then you have to create a vector. That much slices you have to take the labels according to the slice numbers. For example, there are 4 slices, so you have to give the 4 labels. For example, the first label is apple, second is a bananas, third is a cherries, fourth is a dates. Okay, and you want to give the different colors also. So you have to give apple. For example, apple is red, banana is yellow, cherries is, for example, again red, and dates, that is black, for example. Okay, and then you have to plot the pie chart according to your label and according to your colors. Then you have to pass this. Not a problem. You can give the same color to all also. Okay. Then if I run this code, what changes you can find out? You have to run this also. 1 minute. You can see this. The first slice color is yellow. The first slice color is apple. I don't pass here the init angle. If I pass here init angle also, for example, you can see the first is an apple, color is red, second is a banana, color is yellow, third is a cherries, color is red, and fourth is a date, color is black. Understand? What do you mean by the coding language? These all programs we are doing in the R language only. Means what punctuation you are telling, I don't get. Because for example, here this X in programming language, it is called as a variable. This C, I already told, it calls as a vector. This is the equal. Equal means that is you. This is the assignment. Okay. For example, I write here X equal to. What is that meaning? This is the equal sign, nothing else. But this equal sign is an assignment operator. What do you mean by assignment? You can you assign this value in this particular variable. You get my point, or anything else? For example, you have to separate the value, then you have to separate the value with the comma operator. Are you getting or not? Okay, if you have, means I don't know what is your all of your background, because if you are telling about the programming language, that means as per my knowledge, you have some knowledge of the programming. If not, then I realize that you get some problems. Yes, there are so many terms, but as we go ahead, I explain what are the different types of things we are using in the programming. For example, there are conditional operators, there are loops. Okay. So when these terms come, then you know means how to use this. To learn that, because this is only a 3 days workshop, and I have to cover the whole data analysis. So yes, you know, means in during the this workshop, you know about what is loop, what is a condition. Loop means if you have to do the task repeated times, means 3 times. For example, if you have to print the table of any number, so how to do the table of any number? You have to continue the loop for the 10 times. So you have to do the repetitive task. So there is a need of the loop. If you want to take any decision making, for example, if this is less than this, then do this. Then in that situation, you have to use the conditional operator. That comes in tomorrow's sessions. Okay, not a problem. Means you understand the all basic things that are used in the statistical analysis, and all things are covered in this workshop only. But in that, this means this for this applications, we don't require these loops and the conditional operators. Okay. Okay. Now just next chart. Okay. Bar chart. Okay. So basically here, what is the difference between the bar chart and the histogram? Anyone can please tell me difference between bar and histogram? If any idea? Because both are looks like same, but there is some difference. Yes. Continuous and non-continuous. Or for example, in the bar chart, in the x-axis, basically we plot the categorical values. Okay, but in the histogram, we are plotting the continuous values, means that is a range values in the x-axis. That is the difference between the bar chart and the histogram. Okay, so here we have 2 axes, that is a x-axis, that is a categorical values, y-axis, there is a frequency values. Okay, so the categories are 4 and the frequencies are also 4. By default, if you draw any bar chart in the R Studio, that is a vertical bar chart. Okay, there are two types of bar chart, vertical and horizontal bar chart. By default, it's a vertical bar chart. Okay, so what is that meaning? For example, you have to first pass, this is a method, that name is bar plot. You have to first pass the frequencies. Our frequencies is stored in the variable y. Then the x-axis values, that is a categorical values, you have to pass with the keyword argument names.arg. You have to write in the same way. Okay, again, this is a case sensitive and you have to pass the categories. Okay, now you can pass the colors, means which color you want to put in your bar, and also you can define the density. Okay, if you want to give the same density to all the bar, then you can pass the density value that is an integer value. Okay, now if I run this code, you can see here. Okay, there is no x-axis representation, there is no, because we don't pass here x lab and y lab. Okay, no main, so no graph name, only the bars are given. Okay, and there are basically A, B, C, D. 1 minute, I pass here, then I can understand. Okay, you can see here. But all colors are green. Okay, if you want to change the colors of all the bars, then what you have to do? You have to first declare one variable. For example, I declare color equal to, then I have to pass the colors. For example, first color is red, then second is green, then third is blue, and fourth is yellow. Okay, and you have to pass here color equal to color. What is this color? This is this variable name. Okay, and if I run this, you can see the color are changed. Understand? And I pass here width C1, 2, 3, 4 means according to that it changes the width. If I don't pass this variable, all width must be same. Okay, you can see this. Understand? Okay. Now, by default, this chart is a bar chart is a vertical bar chart. If you want to change the direction, then and you want to convert this as a horizontal bar chart, then you have to pass horizontal equal to true. By default, it's a vertical. If you want to change to horizontal, then you have to add this parameter. Okay, it changed the direction. This is the horizontal. Understand? Now, if you want to do okay, but please understand this, you have to draw only when there is a categorical values in the x-axis. Okay, mostly we are in data analysis in real world, we are dealing with the continuous values, and in that cases mostly we have to make a histogram in place of the bar chart. Okay, now next, how to make a histogram. Okay, so for creating a histogram, I take a one vector having these values. You can see there is a 19 two times. Okay, and rest values are only one time. So it calculates, automatically calculates the frequency of the particular value and draw the histogram. We don't have to separately calculate the frequency of any value. Okay, and this we also do with the your diabetes files, diabetes data set. Okay, for doing the histogram, there is a one method that name is hist. You have to pass your data here, then xlab. Okay, while in xlab there is a number of articles or anything that is in the continuous, in the range form. Okay, then you can choose the color of the bars. If you want to give the borders, okay, then you can also give the border. If I run this code, 1 minute, hold code. Okay, this is my histogram. By default, the y-axis is the frequency. X-axis you can pass according to your data set that you have to pass. Okay, and the range is decided by the system by default. If you want to customize, you can customize. Yes, you can. Mostly in the pie chart, basically, there are lots of slices because the column, the number of rows are very high in the this diabetes data set. So there is a law, means a problem to get the pie chart. But you can draw a bar chart, you can draw a line chart, you can draw a histogram also. I here means make a histogram with the help of the diabetes data set. Okay. For pie chart, you have means how many slices you want to make. There are 700, 800 data. So there is a problem to make a slices. Okay. Now, for the blood pressure data, I want to make a bar chart. How to make? I want to make a histogram. How to make a histogram? Okay. So this is my data set. I already access here. You also have this data. Okay. Now to draw a histogram, what you have to do? For example, I take here. Okay. Here I have to pass for example, glucose. I take here glucose. Then X lab. I pass glucose. Okay. Then I want to give the different colors to the different tiles. Then why it is not possible here? Because in that case we don't customize that how many bars should make. We cannot guarantee according to the data set. So currently I taking only one color. Okay. After that, when I get how many bars are there, then I do the different colors. Okay. So first I run so that I get the new data. Now, if I run this line, you can get this. By default, it is taking histogram of this is this. If you want to change this, then I pass main equal to, for example, glucose analysis. Okay. Yes, this is only for one column. Because here we have to give the one column frequency. We have only one column frequency. What do you mean by frequency? Number of occurrence of a particular set. For example, how many values lies between 0 to 50? How many values lies between 50 to 100? Then 100 to 150, then 150 to 200. This is not for data frame. You understand my point? This is for only one column. Because this is a descriptive analysis. Okay. Now, if you want that according to your choice, the number of the range is decided, then what to do? You have to pass the X limit and Y limit also. Okay. So how to pass? In that only, yes, yes, please. Who is raising hand? What is the problem? No problem. I will share. If sir allow me, then it's not a problem. I will share you all the files. And I think recording is also shared to you. Then you can get all the means all this done in the recording also. So I talk with the sir. If he tell me to share the things, then I will share you in the WhatsApp group only. Okay, not a problem.
Yes, ma'am. After the session, you can send a mail to us. We will forward the file to the
Yes,
participant.
not a problem. I will share means all these files to the students.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. So this is the X limit. For example, I want to change. For example, I want to make 0 to 25 range. Okay. And in Y limit, for example, there is a high limit, then 0 to 200. So for example, if I want to make 0 to 25 also, then what is the changes in the result? One minute. One minute. It takes the range 0 to 25. Example, this is a 200. Okay, you can see that there is a breaks of 25, means the width of the bars are changed according to this, and the range is 0 to 200. The range is means the bar sizes breaks means according to the given customization. Similarly, we can also give it to the Y limit. You can see, okay, there are changes. Means if we change the breaks point, then the size of the height and the width of the bars can change. Okay, understand? So here you have to give the limit, X limit. This is the minimum range, this is the maximum range, this is the Y limit, minimum and maximum range, and breaks means at what interval you have to calculate the frequency. It calculates 0 to 25, then 25 to 50, then 50 to 75, then 75 to 100 accordingly. Understand? If any query in the today's session, you can ask me. In tomorrow's session, we are going to cover some probability part as well as the scatter diagram, correlation analysis, and some part of the hypothesis testing. Everyone, please understand all my points or not. If any problem in any terms, any points that covered in today's session, you can ask. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the session.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
These all types of graphs also available in means SPSS, Python, everywhere. But it depends means what type of analysis, because there are lots of packages also available in R and also available in the Python. But according to your application, your choice, what is best tool for you, you can decide. Both are similar language, means Python and R, both are similar. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you everyone, and see you tomorrow, same time, and good night.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry, you will get the recordings probably today itself. And once
I will share all the codes to you, sir.
Yeah,
and then
please,
you will please share to the students.
Yeah, definitely, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you everyone, and good night. See.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Can I leave, sir?
Yes, ma'am, please, you can leave.
Yes. Okay, thank you.